I'd say there's a lot of big lessons, but the biggest one is probably people. People matter. That's really what led me to kind of go down the path of entrepreneurship. Was I saw tech leadership that didn't put people first, and I always thought, maybe I can do a little bit better by putting people first. Business is hard. It's hard to be competitive in fast-paced markets and the market in general. So when you've got profits and timelines, it's sometimes you got to squeeze people, and I never wanted to take that path. So luckily, I've had the opportunity to move at a comfortable pace. In the Valley, they talk about moving fast and breaking things. My mantra is more move fast enough to stay relevant and to stay alive. Well, I grew up here in Starkville. I was in second grade when we moved to Starkville, and my dad worked here at the university, and I was wandering around this campus from uh, age 8 to 22 when I left, after studying here. Um, I didn't think I would come back to Starkville, but when the pandemic hit, it just made sense to be closer to family, and I knew that I would have an amazing resource of really smart and capable people here, thanks to the university, and it's been a wonderful place to build a business, and I think largely untapped and unknown as a hotbed for talent and great ideas and free and independent thinking, which is quite rare. Something about the size of Starkville from a population perspective with the university that makes it optimal for I think innovation. Well, the internet was really all about bringing thoughts and ideas together, the sort of exchange of information, the open exchange of information. The sort of destructive aspects of the digital world that we see today are largely a symptom of the high degree of centralization we see in tech platforms, social media platforms. So, in my mind, the way forward is really about giving people the autonomy and the agency to form their own digital networks, such that they can have they can build sort of strong relationships in the context of I think about it like the freedom of assembly. We have that's a freedom that we cherish as Americans, and we don't we have that freedom online as it is today. But the problem is it happens at such a scale where it's very easy to be distracted and to be hijacked by by parties that don't have necessarily your best interest at heart. So I think giving people the ability to assemble online in a digital way, the same way we can assemble in the real world, is what's missing, and that will lead to a prosperous sort of digital uh, and global sort of um, digital and global optimistic future. Yeah, absolutely. The output of AI is a function of its input, right? So if you gave it a really compelling input that was thought provoking and inquisitive and maybe a little controversial or a hot topic, I think depending on which AI you were talking to and who trained that AI, you would get a really compelling novel. So absolutely, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty clear to me that um, we need some education on exactly how AI fits in, and the challenge now is that we don't have the right answer or the methodology to teach the younger generations uh, how to use it effectively in a way that doesn't create dependence um, or problems down the road because it's so new. So in my personal belief is that humans as the creators of AI should walk uh, in the path or in the mindset of AI is a tool, and where we run into problems is where people start anthropomorphizing it and treating it as more than just a intelligent machine. So it gets pretty deep into the philosophical and sort of spiritual um, realm fast, but I think humanity is sort of uh, the foundation that which AI arose from. So it should always be that AI is here to serve our interests and should be controlled and sort of the at the behest of humans and not the other way around. And shouldn't be used to control humans either by other humans, which is, I think, probably one of the biggest risks. So essentially, what we are working on is an operating system, and it can run on your existing device. It works on Windows or on Linux or a Mac, and what it allows you to do is connect that device into a network with other devices that you own or devices that belong to people that friends and family ideally, but eventually, the broader internet, you will be able to form meaningful sort of networks and relationships. In the same way you would friend someone on Facebook, you could sort of instruct your device to connect with them in a more peer-to-peer fashion, essentially, obviating the need for a data center. And the we will sell a device at some point in the future that is preloaded, but that is an investment in a challenge in and of itself. So we're focused on the software that allows you to create your own. You can think of it as an intranet. So it's like a corporate network would be another analogy, and then give you the sort of control over data access and privacy that you would expect to have, and kind of require the user opt in to certain sort of aspects of access control and data sharing, as opposed to the model we have today, where data is just sort of harvested in exchange for access to a service or even a paid service. So it really is about bringing the user along the path of creating useful tools, but also making it clear to them where their data lives in those tools, how the data is used, and who has access to that data. Yeah, absolutely. So in general, I feel quite optimistic about the future. I think with advancements in AI, education can really accelerate to meet to fill any voids that are being created by a lack of sort of qualified instructors. It's really just about figuring out how to roll that out effectively and being sensible about the process by which those AIs are developed, such that we know that they're embodying a shared values and not sort of the biases or ideals or ideologies of one particular group over another. So I know it's kind of a diversity is kind of a bad word these days, but diversity in AI and thinking is really fundamental, but also diversity in culture. And I think making sure that gets into the AI sort of as a fundamental truth is going to be lead to a bright future. Absolutely. I mean, I would like to touch on a little bit more how impactful the university has been on me, um, having grown up here and spent a considerable amount of time on this campus from an early age in my dad's office. You know, the first time I went on the internet was it would have been about '94 over in Hertzer. My dad's office was there, and he sat me down in front of this Gateway 2000, and I remember those red and green stickers that they went around putting on the computers around, you know, Y2K. Um, a few years after that, but you know, that's really where that's not an opportunity that a lot of people had around that time period to be exposed to computers and the internet. Um, and then just the opportunity for enrichment and education that the university provides to Starkville and this community has played a profound role in who I've become and the opportunities that I've had, largely due to the people that the university has attracted and brought to Starkville. And I'm eternally grateful for that.